Hey YouTube, it's not Friday, but it will be by the time you see this. I'm actually recording it on Thursday afternoon, New Year's Eve. So by the time you see this, it will be New Year's Day. So in advance, Happy New Year when this video comes up on the channel. We're doing the last mail day of 2020 / the first mail day of 2021. So this will be the first new video coming up in the new year that's going to be on the channel. And I definitely was able to pick up a couple of things and a little bit of late mail here last minute. The Postal Service decided to do a couple of deliveries. So I'll show you a little bit of a couple of different things, including some stuff that we haven't seen in a while here. So I'll show this to you. So the first part of it is 13 1954 Bowman cards. So it's first vintage here in a while. So I've actually got to sort these out and put them in order, but I've got Phil Rizzuto. I'm not going to try to read all these names because on the back it's a little difficult to do. Steve Sochuk. This one's fun. This is Jimmy Pierce. Now this is, Jim Piersall. And card number 66. So if you know anything about the 1954 Bowman set, you'll know there's another version of card number 66 that I consider to be part of the set as well, but that's something I'll deal with on another day. These prices, by the way, are just kind of what they list off of, so I didn't pay that necessarily for these. So we got Nellie Fox as well. Bunch of different ones just for the set. Ferris Fane. Hank Bauer. And apparently all these cards came with sawdust, so I'm going to get them out of the holders and put them in the binder anyway. And then I got Ernie Johnson. Not the host of Inside the NBA, but the previous Ernie Johnson. So 13 total. The big part of this lot is to get a little bit closer to one of my goals for 2021. So this is basically my first foray into that. So it actually came in right on the cutoff line for the new year. And the goal is to get this set completed. And I was at 39 cards. So this brings me down to 26 to go in order to get this down. So we're getting close. We're starting to get down to the last 20 or so. Kind of what I referenced earlier about card number 66. The other one is Ted Williams. And I'll talk more about that once I'm a little bit closer to completing the set. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. All right, so that's a little piece of vintage for the first time in a while on a pickup video on the channel. So that was kind of fun. But now let me show you a couple of some 90s hockey. A little bit more of what you're used to. But I'm going to show you kind of, I won't consider this a new PC. It really isn't. But I've definitely been picking up some cards here and there for fun, especially of this player and of some of the card sets that this player is in. So the first one is going to be for 96-97, Leaf Metal Universe. This is the Lethal Weapon insert, and this is the Superpower variant. So we got ourselves a Keith Tkachuk. Now you may not remember a couple of months, maybe a couple of weeks or a couple of months back, I got a mirror blue of Keith Tkachuk. Keith Tkachuk was one of my favorites as well around that time. Obviously, I stuck with collecting Modano predominantly. But when you can get stuff like this, especially Modano isn't in the set, so when you can get stuff like this, Tkachuk in the mid to late 90s period was definitely a player as well. And he had back-to-back 50-goal seasons, and these superpower cards are actually really excellent looking. You can get a real sense of the shine. They don't label them at all, but you can see with the foil, as you move it around a little bit, you can get a sense of that shine. It's actually really fun to look at these cards. Really nice. So I'm going to leave that there. Okay, this next one also definitely qualifies under the shine category. So here's another Keith Tkachuk for you. So you're going to get a couple of these here. So this one here is 97-98, Sixth Sense Wizards. Now, if you saw my pickups of 2020 video, you know that one of my favorite cards was the Modano Sixth Sense Wizards, and now I'm adding the Tkachuk to it as well. I'm definitely not pursuing the set, but I don't mind picking up a handful for some of my favorite players, especially when it's a card like this. Again, you got to put it under the light and get a little bit of the shine to really get the impact and the effect. They use a similar technology in Be a Player in the early Be a Player autograph years for the prismatic foil. And then I believe Star Rubies uses a very similar technology. So you can see all the little stars in various colors. These are just fantastic looking cards. So if you like your shine, we're starting off a good foot here. That angle works perfectly. Okay, so let's pull the Tkachuk here. So we'll do one more Tkachuk card here, and then we'll get onto the Modanos. All right, this next one here is from 2013-2014. So this is in the game used, and this is a template. So this one literally came in under the wire today as well. This one came in today. So you can see you got a nice big letter nameplate patch here for the U. And these are one of ones. And one thing they did that was very smart is they numbered these. And I believe There is a Medano in a similar thing that we'll get to in a moment. I believe they're sequentially numbered so that each one of one represents one of the letters in the last name. And this is a game use piece. So that's very important from the nameplate. That's just a neat card. Plus the Coyotes, while I wasn't a big fan of the Coyotes themselves, the color scheme I can't argue with. These are just nice looking patches and nice looking cards. Very cool. So that's a 1 of 1. So even though I'm not building a PC, I'm at least putting together some nice cards for Tkachuk here. Don't mind that. All right, so let's get to a couple of Medano cards here now. So this next one here is a little bit misleading. If you look at Beckett, it's actually listed as a refractor, but it really isn't. This is from 2001-2002 Topps Heritage, and this is what they call on it the retrofractor. So let me show that to you. So you can see this, it's basically the chrome card of this design, borrowing from the 57-58 Topps design. But it's basically just a chrome card. It is still a very nice card because the chrome technology agrees with this design, but and you can see here it's retrofractor, and they are numbered to 558. But just the same, there is no refractor, even though Beckett does list it as a refractor. And I checked with the book version, and it appears that they list it as a refractor as well. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But that's a retrofractor. Another one off that checklist. Let's pull this one here. All right. Next one here is going to be another nice one for the autograph collection. So we're sticking plain days on this one, which is always nice. 2009-2010 SP Authentic Hockey Chirography. We got a nice foil here. So this is a 49/50 and nice clean on-card autograph. Bold blue pen, that's always a nice bonus. And I like it, like I mentioned previously, I love when the design actually accommodates the autograph nicely. And it just complements it really well. So that's a sharp looking autograph. Very sharp. All right, we got 2 to go here. And we're going to finish up here nicely with a couple of nice patch cards to go with, along with what's been kind of the theme of the latter part of this year, definitely. So this one here is going to be from 2005-2006 Ultimate Collection. And this is going to be what they call Ultimate Jersey Patch. So Ultimate Collection, numbered 75. Ultimate Jersey Patch. And again, we're using the nice rainbow foil here, all over. But design-wise, it's nice and clean. And then just look at the patch for the size of the window. That's actually a really good patch, especially considering the size of that window. May as well take advantage of the resolution here and really show you the patch. That's a nice one. Numbered to 75 or not, that's a really nice looking card. That's a sharp one. Okay, and this one here is going to be the one we're going to finish off with. So this is going to be the last card of 2020 / first cards of 2021. So the last one of this first mail day for the new year, so to speak, at least by the time you get it. So I mentioned you with the nameplate that I showed you with Tkachuk. Well, this one here is very similar. This is a nameplate card as well, but this one is from a set called Decades. So it was Decades 1990. In the game, did a couple of different theme sets based on certain decades. Obviously, the 1990s is my favorite decade for hockey, especially since I grew up watching it. And they made some really nice cards out of it, including the nameplates. So here is a Mike Modano nameplate from Decades 1990. And again, you get a nice full large patch piece, including the full letter. So the M from Modano. And again, it is a 1 of 1. Very similar setup. I do appreciate also that they took the extra step of showing you that and actually printing a custom back. So it shows you on the front is the M from the nameplate. So they do mention that as well, which is a nice touch. And similarly to what I mentioned a moment ago, so these are sequentially numbered. So instead of being, sometimes when you get these nameplates, and this is a game use piece, sometimes when you get these nameplates, it's almost like, if you spell out Modano, you could consider it more of a 1 of 6. But since they actually individually numbered them, instead of making them almost acting like parallels, they were able to basically create separate lines on the checklist. So theoretically, if you go and pick up all 6, you'd have 6 distinct cards, but they'd also be numbered distinctly, which would come up as different lines on the checklist. So you could add 6 cards to your card count that way, Might be a little tough since each one is one of one, but just the same. That is a really nice example. In the same vein, I'll zoom in a little bit. And the other thing you can see is that when you get a nice close view of it, you can see when the stitching is loose a little bit, and you can get a sense of exactly how it's all been set up. Clean design for the card. I don't need too much in the border in terms of embellishment, but it fits. It fits well. It tells you what the set is. It tells you it's a nameplate. And there's the player name. And obviously the back is very no frills, but gets the job done. So that's either, like I said, either depending on how you perceive it. Since I'm recording this on Thursday, this can be the last card of 2020 or one of the first cards of 2021, however you perceive it. Just the same, beautiful card and a nice addition to the collection. I don't mind. Okay. So I like the fact that we're finishing up here with two nice patch pieces here. Now, in the same vein of what we talked about already previously, I'm going to finish this off. So with this last mail day / first mail day, I'm going to update us on where we are again. So we were right at 1,700, basically as of my last video. But now, as we speak, on December 31st, 2020, I'm sitting at 1,703 unique Mike Modano cards to go along with 152 certified autographs, including the one I added today, and then 288 memorabilia cards, including the additions for today. No complaints as far as that is concerned. So that'll be where I'll leave you. It's been a great 2020 collecting year, and now I'm looking forward to getting started on the new one. There's definitely a couple more pieces that are going to be coming in. It will slow down in terms of volume, I would expect, as we get into the new year, but I think we'll be able to make some nice videos on the channel talking about some stories and doing some showcases and doing a couple different things around the rest of the pieces of the collection. And also kind of chronicling, now that I can focus on it a little bit more, I think, is going to be chronicling the move towards completion of this set, hopefully, and I would love to show that off before the end of the calendar year. So that's going to be one of my goals. Obviously, I already covered that in the goal video, but you can expect to see that. You can expect to see more videos talking about different subjects as they come up, and you can expect to see some more live streams in the new year. So that's it for me. Thanks for everybody who's been hanging out for the year, and then now that we're starting up the new year with this video, hopefully we'll see you again for the rest of the year coming up. Thanks for watching.